Hey everybody, it's my Humble Gamer, and welcome back to What Remains of Edith Finch. Now, I know you guys might be asking, why are you in a different place right now? Well, I messed up. Okay, I ended up recording all of this. Pardon me. I ended up recording all of this, and then I just realized now, that I was on mute. So I had to start from the top. So yeah, fortunately though, a lot of the stories were, yes, we did end up seeing like 4 stories or something, but none of them were really like, except for Walter's story. If you guys really need to see them, and you guys have never seen this series before, go look them up on YouTube. I will say the names all right now. We saw Milton's story, Walter's story, Gregory's story. I think it's Gregory, the baby. Gregory's story, and there's like this other kid with the mohawk that we saw. Actually, you know what? We'll find out the names right here. Yeah, Gregory, Gus, and Sam and Walter. Those are the 4 stories that we saw. And then Milton's. But Milton's was literally just this. Let's see if I can activate it again. I can't activate it again. It was just a sketch drawing though. But something I gotta say that's absolutely funny. Don't say what the joke is, okay? Because we have younger kids that are watching this. But if you guys know what reference I think this may have, this chair here, and what's on the chair, just take a look at that. I'm not saying anything, and you guys don't say anything in the comments, or else I'm gonna report you guys, okay? Just say in the comments, I got it. Just say I got it, just so I can know that you guys get this hilarious reference. And you can even put like a crying, laughing emoji next to it or something. I don't know. So. Okay, well.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yeah, so Milton was the one who ran away. But you didn't get to see his story. It was just watching him paint something. That'd be cool though, if you could see where he went. Oh, that's cool. So he tried to remake a painting of this door as like a fake door. Oh, that'd be cool. Imagine if you could do that. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
What he found there was your odor. Oh, LOL, XD Pro. I'm just kidding.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
That's good. Oh wait, this doesn't seem very stable. Just a boat here. Nothing out of the ordinary. I could see how this person may die.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah, I think this is a hookah. Is this a hookah? Because, at first I was like, oh, no, maybe that's not really appropriate. It literally just says here, marijuana, so. Yeah, I think we sort of know what this guy's about. Luckily, it's legal in Canada. Not for me, though. I don't know why that's lucky. Okay, anyway, enough with the awkwardness.
Dear Mrs. Finch, As Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery.
I will let go of this fish.
But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
This is sort of hard to do at once.
He'd feel his
here.
way about.
You have to cut the fish here and do this.
Then something moved. Bats
Bats.
and toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Oh, that's creepy.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Nope. Oh, I get the weird part about this. It's creating a pattern.
But he found something more. I worried about him then.
Okay. I didn't realize about this.
Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, it's a cute little puppy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Toby. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band.
Come on,
And he was
drummer,
always
keep up.
humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
That's a bit creepy.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
Oh, don't do anything weird, buddy. Come on.
He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
St. Louis, I like the sound of that.
He started drifting away from our reality.
I think there's actually a St. Louis Lewis in Canada. Not a
Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Ouch.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Oh wow, there she is with her hand over there. Oh, she's gone.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Oh, I get it. So, beautiful prince or handsome queen. Oh, this is like press the red
handsome
blue,
queen.
blue button, blue red. Blue red button with red blue button. Why is it prince or queen?
The queen was on her own quest for...
Just crash in the middle. Okay, we're going this way.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her
Silver harp, silver harp.
silver harp.
No, I want to listen to the rest of that.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
But he refused to go there.
Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
The way he walks.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
I don't see any gold in this palace. Oh, except for that the rail of that chair over there.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
This is where Lewis looks like, I'm guessing. This looks like his locker. Yo, bro, it's a Nintendo Switch. I'm just kidding, it's a DS.
He began to forget the world we know.
But this is my locker. Okay. But what happens if I go back to that door? Okay. Sorry guys, I wasted all that time to walk across this hall because this guy's so freaking slow. And it's a cinematic thing, so I understand. By the way, no guys, I don't have lice or anything. I had lice once and no, my hair was just a little itchy.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
And who? Oh, Lewis the Candidate. Pinged Lewis to remember himself as Lewis the Candidate.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Lewis, you're not even holding on to anything. Lewis, do you hear me? I'm talking to you. Lewis. Is it Lewis? Okay, but that wasn't what I was gonna say. Lewis.
I still thought I could save him.
No. Shoot, I need to go back. Lewis, come on. Help me out here. Dang it, no. Uh-oh.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Hey, it's just a window at least. Doesn't seem that bad. No, I'm actually not liking the looks of this. Come on, Lewis, come on. Get out of your brain. I don't want to go up here.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Thank you, here. Can I give you an autograph? I really need to get off this red carpet. You guys have all different... No music coming out of your trumpet, dude. You're not even pressing the cymbals. Come on, you guys gotta work a little harder. Jeez.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Yeah, I don't like the end of this. Jeez, that scared me.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Uh-oh, what's gonna happen here?
There was only one thing left to do.
I'm not getting good looks out of this. Oh wow, you're so much different from
Bend down
everyone
his
else.
head.
Bend down his head. Oh, haha! Trying to assassinate me, aren't you? Ha, that's not gonna work. Friggin' try to assassinate St. Louis? What's your problem? This is a guillotine. Do you guys not see this huge axe? I'm not, no, I didn't mean to, no. Louis, don't you dare do it. I will freaking kill you. No, never mind, you're gonna kill me.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Frickin' Louis, how did you not see that guillotine above your head?
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
I guess in real life too, huh? Anyway, by the way, guys, I also thought I'd tell you guys I'm turning off the music in this series for the rest of this series. I got 2 copyright disclaimers on the first video, so yeah. Okay. I pressed W for that one, but I have to go back. Okay.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
By the way, I didn't get to see Dawn's. I think Dawn's is somewhere in my room.
wish we'd stayed.
Oh, listen how satisfying that is. I know they're trying to act like that's memory foam, but you can tell it's the, I know how they're trying to act like it's like the peanut foam thing, but we all know what that is. We all know it's like the little plastic things with the bubbles.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Happy 90th birthday. See, again, another seemingly realistic photo.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another.
Edith, don't.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Wait, who's Edith again? You're Edith. Oh, don't say that you're gonna be ending your life. Come on. I didn't get to find out the rest of the story. No.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
This way.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. When I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
We just turn it.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes and appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Is this what I think this is?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself.
Wait, didn't you say she was 17?
But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
And for her to be 23 weeks pregnant, she would have been 15, so... No, never mind.
This is where your story begins.
Anyway.
I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm, kind of crying right now, Just... I tried making this series to sort of get this off my chest. Because this has happened for a while now, but I thought I'd try to sort of come clean about it. Well, not really come clean about it, but sort of tell you guys about it, but I don't know really how to. I wasn't gonna do it in a vlog, and when I found out that this game came out on Steam, I was like, wow, this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. And yeah, I guess now's the time when we talk about it. So, first of all, I just want to say this is the first series that we've actually completed. But at the beginning of this November, by the way, I just want to give a thanks to all of these people here who've worked on the game. I enjoyed playing it a lot, and even though it's only been 2 episodes, you know, I'm glad that I got to play this game, and I thank Epic Games for letting this be free. Anyway, yeah, let's get to the story. At the beginning of... So, this last summer, my grandmother, we saw something that was not normal in her lung. That's what the doctors said. You know, they found that, and we, you know, we went and to, you know, take a look. Like, we went to the doctor so that the doctors could take a look, and we found a small cancer thing in her right lung. I don't remember if it was her left lung or her right lung, one of the two, but I think it was her... yeah, anyway, I think it was her right lung. But yeah, so we got it out, and then we tried to, we got it out, and then after we found out that her lung had collapsed. She was still alive though, and we sort of went to the hospital. I'm sorry, I'm just yawning there, but yeah, we took her to the hospital. The end. Yeah, so we went to the hospital to, you know, kind of like get her stomach fixed. And they inflated it back up again, but they had a tube in the side, tube in the side of her, and eventually that tube ended up being infected. After that, though, we ended up taking her to... Oh, we never found out Sven's story. Or... Oh, anyway. And so... we ended up... Sorry, this is really hard for me to talk about right now. The tube got infected, but she ended up getting better. It took about a month for her to get better. I remember at the time I was doing the Thrill the World thing, and I still remember going to the hospital and showing her, you know, the dance to the song, and because she wasn't going to be able to see because she was in the hospital. Anyway, close to the end of October, we found out she was going into rehab. Well, this was in November, actually. And the night after we talked to her, she was put back up in her room at the hospital, because, like, you know, she was getting better, but then all of a sudden something went wrong, and that day that they brought her back at the hospital, they found out that she had pneumonia. And the night after they told her that, you know, she just passed away. I know a lot of you guys probably don't care. You guys, most of you guys probably don't know who she is. You guys probably don't know what she looked like or what her life was or anything like that, but she was a real friendly member in our family. Actually, I did make it a second vlog to my first vlog. You guys don't have to watch that. That's only if you guys want to know who she was. And gosh, yeah. But yeah, guys, this was a pretty fun series to play, and I apologize that it was only a 2-episode long series, and yeah, I'm just really upset about that. But if you guys like the series, go ahead and press a like. If you guys want to subscribe, you can. And yeah, this is my Lambo Gamer signing out. Goodbye.